what's going on. I'm gonna start to film a video. It's Sunday morning, about 9 o'clock. It's my week on call, and I usually keep my van pretty clean, but this is how we're looking. So this is the reality of on call. So it's been a really busy, hot week. So we'll see if I can get any film. And yeah. All right, so I'm working on a Carrier rooftop unit. The thermostat downstairs was blank, so I went ahead and came up here. So I'm gonna try to figure out what's going on. I don't see any fuses or breakers tripped. Let's see, what does that fuse look like? I can't really tell. Doesn't look like it's blown. It's kind of hard to tell, but I'm gonna go ahead and check for three-phase power before I do anything else. I do have some display on here, so it's making me think might not be an issue in here, but let's check it. 485, 484. Let's see if I can do this. And 486. So we have three-phase 480. This is most likely my duct detector wiring here. Not positive about that, but most likely. But let's just check power at the board real quick. And nothing. So let's see. See if I can get this off. One wire nut, two wire nuts. Let's see. I'm gonna take my guards off the end of the meter leads. Oh, all right, hold on. So I figured it out. So this most likely is the duct detector. It actually has voltage across it, so it's closed. But I found our remote shut down here. So we have some kind of safety there, which I gotta trace that out and figure out exactly what that's going to. That has 24 volts across it, which means this is an open path. I have 24 volts on one side and not to the other. So that's what's keeping our board off, or power from our board, and not reaching our thermostat. So I'm gonna trace that out, see if I can get that back operational, and see if we can go ahead and get the system running and check everything out. Red light probably means we're tripped. So that's probably what it is. I did already kind of tap out the drain. There was some stuff in it. With this type of flow switch, it very well could have a faulty sensor. But I'm gonna open up this panel, see if I can get to it, see if it's clogged up in the drain pan. See if I can get this working. If not, I'll see if I have a flow switch. I might be able to replace it today and get this unit good. If not, I'll probably bypass it to get the unit operational, make sure it's draining, and then come back with a float switch when I can. So we'll see. I think this is probably going to be our issue, our shutdown issue. So we'll come back with more in a minute. So I don't actually have another flow switch today, but Carrier was nice enough to give you a nice little way to bypass it here instead of going into your wiring up here. So I did that, and see if I can get it on camera. Common R and 27 volts. So I'm just gonna wait for the thermostat to bring the equipment on, make sure everything is running okay. I'll watch it until it's draining itself, and I'm gonna ride up to come back during the week with a float switch, because one, I don't have one, and I'm definitely not gonna open up a supply house on a Sunday for a float switch. And there's no water in the pan. There was a little bit of stuff in here, as you can see, but I wouldn't say that's probably completely clogged. There's no water in the pan. These sensor types of float switches, sometimes they can fail if they get a little bit of moisture on it and kind of get stuck, and I'm not a huge fan of them. I'm going to go back with a float style. That's going to be a little more reliable for them. But yeah, so we're just going to wait till this equipment turns back on. Check everything really quickly, because it is Sunday, so they're on overtime. So we're gonna make sure everything is running okay for them, and then we're gonna pack it up and write up to replace a float switch and come back probably at some point next week with it. So not a complicated service call, but an after-hours service call, and definitely a real world one. So nothing too crazy, but yeah, I mean, you don't have 24 volts and you got your transformers have 24 volts coming out of it, your fuses are good, you have to start looking for your safeties. So in this case, it was a float switch. It could be a duct detector. I had a unit here the other day that actually was out on a duct detector alarm, and that unit is now running well. So it could be a lot of things. So just be on the lookout. There's a couple different safeties, especially on commercial equipment, that you got to watch out for. But yeah, so we're gonna wait for I believe it's a 5-minute delay of the thermostat. Make sure everything turns on. So we cycled on with that. Our first stage frosted up immediately. So now I'm wondering what's going on. I'm wondering if this blower's even running. I don't know. Or if it is running, it might be in low speed or something. I'm not sure, honestly. That's a little weird. A little suspicious of that. I'm gonna open this lower section up, see what the heck is going on with it. We should have blower running. And yeah, that compressor shut off. Probably because of what's going on with the blower. Let's see, do we got 24 volts here? Yeah, 24 volts, common and green. It does have a VFD, so I'm wondering if there's something going on with that. So I'm gonna have to dig into this and see what's going on. Okay, so I bypassed the drive for now. Indoor motor is rated at 4.9 amps. It is running. I did have to tighten the belt. I will get a new one when I come back with everything else. 4.3 amps on this leg. Let's check this one. 3.8 and 4.1. So we're under current on all 3 legs. So that's good. We're running in the right direction. I already checked that and verified that. The compressors do run. They went off on low pressure, or probably freeze stat actually. So we're gonna make sure when they turn on, the equipment actually does cool. I'm gonna see whether the customer, if they want to put in another VFD, or what I like to do is I like to put in a contactor for the blower motor. Yeah, for the blower motor if I can. They usually give you some wires for the low voltage that I'd have to trace out where they're at exactly, but I'd like to put a contactor in if I can, and that gives you a little bit better reliability. Granted, you don't get the efficiency you do with a variable frequency drive, but potentially you hopefully won't have these kind of issues again. So I believe it's actually this connection. I'd have to look at the diagram, but I think it's actually this. You pull this stake on out and you use this and then connect a common somewhere, probably just the transformer, and that's your coil voltage for your blower motor contactor. So I'm probably gonna write it up, you can mount it like right here, and just take your power from right there. That's your blower motor. A couple stake-ons, pretty simple. So I'm gonna probably write that up, and if the customer wants to put in another drive, we can. I'm not sure what the problem is with this one. There's no display. There is a cord plugged in, like somebody's been working on it potentially. It was not me or the company I work for, so I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what the issue is, but I know that the motor, I checked all the windings to ground and had no resistance to ground, completely open line, and then I checked all windings leg to leg, and it was about 5.4 ohms each, so that seems fine. It's spinning in the right direction. It's pulling under current, so I don't see an issue with the motor. So I mean, it's not a voltage issue obviously, because we have 3-phase power and we're running on that 3-phase power right now at a good current draw. So I mean, there's something with that drive. I don't know if it's just out on an alarm or an error, because I can't see that, or what the issue is exactly. But either way, this unit should be running, and hopefully it should be cooling here shortly. So this one looked like a very simple call, still not incredibly complex, but there was a little twist in it that I was not expecting, which was the drive. What very well could have happened is that the blower motor wasn't running, so the evaporator coil iced over, and then water came down, and it probably messed up the water sensor just with a lot of water, which I know is ironic for that's its only job, is to shut off if there's too much water. But again, I'm not crazy about those sensors, so that's probably what actually happened instead of a clogged drain line. So but it should turn on here any minute, so should be up and cooling here shortly.